Welcome to Screen Fiend. We're doing a live chat here on Screen Fiend directly with you, the fans, because you guys had questions. You said, why don't you go live on Screen Fiend? I'm like, I go live on Screen Fiend a lot. But okay, we will definitely go live on Screen Fiend and definitely give it to the movie subscriber. So, movie subscriber, here we come. In case you've been under a rock, there's a movie called The Batman that they've been working on for years now. And now it was in production hell, and now it looks like it's going to be resurrected to movie friends. Well, let's talk about this first. Now let's look into the certain causes of effect and all of the different things that you want to do. They have different writers, they have different script providers, a lot of different directions. And when you're dealing with big budget films, they're only dealing with big budgets. And sometimes that just takes the life out of a film and it robs people of the actual care of the protege. Now, looking into this entire process, I started to say to myself over and over again, there's a lot of elements missing when we start thinking about television and movies and character development. For certain politics to be played, um, it's always about what agency is signed to the artist, what agency works better with the studio, and actually the producers. There's DC, and then there's Warner Brothers. DC has their own vision. Warner Brothers has a financial vision. And DC always collides with Warner Brothers in direction when it went to what to do with bringing in Josh Whedon, bringing in all these different directions. And Warner Brothers has to sign off on them. They had a script with Kevin Smith, the Superman Return script that he wrote, and that had Brainiac in it, and it was a much better film. Warner Brothers and DC ended up disagreeing on having Kevin Smith do it, just because they want to have a guy in there that they know and trust to build it and make it to what they think it should be. Then they bring in Bryan Singer and have Bryan Singer direct it, and it was a great film, great nostalgic film, but you're not going to be able to market anything out of it. You can't sell any merchandise, really. Thanks, Intelligent Cycle. I appreciate that. He just hit us with a super chat. We appreciate the love and support. And Jonah Hill is another one of these situations. First, no one was looking for Robert Pattinson to play Batman. I think he'll play a good Batman. The characters he played are pretty much bland. I like the Water for Elephant, the character he played in there. But definitely, this character has depth. It has a lot of, moving parts of animation when you talk about the Penguin. So Jonah Hill was chosen and selected to be, he was selected to be the Penguin for this film, and they were going to pay him a fortune. But unfortunately for him, he positioned and his team has positioned themselves out of the movie. Jonah Hill has been representing himself a lot when it comes to these films. He's put himself in a position where if he's not the guy, then he's really not the guy. You understand what I'm saying? Sorry, my fantasy football kicker is out. So that's what they're telling me. Danny DeVito was perfect because he has a lot of animation. Seth Seth Rogen is too old to do the role. Jonah Hill is perfect. He's the right size to play the penguin. He has the penguin looking face. Everything was working better for that role for him to make that type of move. But Jonah Hill definitely positioned himself out of it. And this is what he did. Jonah Hill asked for $10 million to play the penguin, and he wants a percentage of the film. What I mean by that is that he wants a rights that when the publishing rights and everything is on the back end, he wants an actual percentage of the deal. So when the deal goes down and it takes place, he's going to want a percentage of that. And he's asking for way too much. So Warner Brothers is like, we're not going to give Jonah Hill that. They tried to negotiate with Jonah Hill. And they saying, if you want money off the back end, there's no way we're going to pay you $10 million. So if you want the majority of it to come off the back end, that's good. We could work with that. But there's no way we're going to give you $10 million to play the character and give you the back end cut. That's just, you're Jonah Hill. You're not breaking down Hollywood doors. The last movies you've been in have not been blockbusters, buddy. So the new Joker is going to be Colin Farrell. I mean, not the Joker, the Penguin. The new Penguin is going to be Colin Farrell. I guess he thought this was a Marvel movie. Colin Farrell could pull it off. It's just that we've seen him play these type of roles all the time. Whenever you need a good villain, Colin Farrell's your guy. And you think Colin Farrell can't get fat? You think they can't make him look fat? They had other selections that the fans thought should have been a Joker. But I mean, the Penguin, but they chose this guy because Jonah Hill was the perfect Penguin, but they were $10 million. And it's like, yeah, I don't think we're going to pay him $10 million. And the back end, I think they would have conceded to giving him $10 million. But on the back end, if you wanted some back end percentages, then they're not going to pay you 10. He's probably saying, you paid Affleck that. And they were like, yeah, we did. But not no back end money, no. What you're going to see now is now that Marvel has made their move and the Disney Plus is here, DC is making their move with HBO Max. All your cartoons now is going to be on streaming services. You're going to have Go Team Titans Go. So the Teen Titans is going to be there. The whole nine. Your new Batman is Robert Patterson, the guy from Twilight. And the DC universe will now be doing its own streaming services. So you're going to have, instead of the DC channel, that's all going to be integrated into the HBO Max. So that you might see the Punisher come back. But right now you're going to have the other shows that that DC was representing right there on the screen. Exactly. That's where my concern is. Exactly what you said, Donovan Jones. Exactly. Right, exactly. Shows like Doom Patrol will be on HBO Max now. It has a much greater audience and bigger audience. And now you get to have all this content at your fingertips. It's crazy. Might be better that Jonah Hill is not the Penguin, because I've kind of seen him be a Penguin in everything he's done. Netflix don't seem worried at all. Netflix is like, whatever. We're Netflix. We got Stranger Things. But this is going to be the last year for their Stranger Things success. Then they're going to have to start canceling out characters because they're getting paid way too much money. No, here's the thing. We're not worried about Patterson, whatever, as a Bruce Wayne. Him being a action fight guy in Batman. Affleck could pull that off. as a 40-year-old Batman, Affleck was it. I could see Affleck pouring the liquor, throwing it down. Robert Pattinson being the aggressive, alpha male of Batman, physically dominating people. No one can see Twilight, and he wasn't even that when he was a vampire. He wasn't even tough then. He was the wimpiest vampire that's ever been on the screen. I just love you so much. It's like, I don't want to hear Batman in there telling the Joker, the Penguin, you disappoint me. He'd be like, what? You should have just stopped crying. Why can't you just stop, Penguin? You don't have to live in the sewers. I don't know. They'll be like, what am I watching? I'll get you a place to live. Thank you. I was wrong about you, Batman. I should have just tapped into my feelings. Be like, and the credits roll. You're gonna be like, what did I watch? Emo Batman. So Warner Brothers was never going to commit to paying Jonah Hill that. DC was never going to commit to that. So you know who would take that money and take very less money? You can get Colin Farrell for cheap. And here we come, rolling right on in to play the role. Because they're like, look, Jonah Hill, you're not selling the movie. Nobody's coming to see you. You would have played a great Penguin, but just screwed that up. Oh, Big Jeff. Big Jeff Bone. What's up? Thanks for the super chat donation over here. We appreciate it. Yes, Andy Serkis is officially playing Alfred. My problem with this movie is that they act like these are the only villains Batman had. Batman had a lot of different villains. Okay, and we're tired of seeing the same old ones. I don't want to see no more the Jokers, the Penguins, the Riddlers. We've done those. When we gonna see King Tut, Professor Hugo Strange? We've seen some Professor Hugo Stranges on the TV show. There's a lot of different villains Batman has fought in the comics that would make a lot better and interesting storylines. There's a Batman script that was out when Val Kilmer was supposed to come back for Batman and Robin, and where Robin was going to die. The Joker was supposed to be in it, and the Joker was going to kill Robin, and that's going to turn him into Nightwing. We get a glimpse of that script in Batman versus Superman. In Batman versus Superman, you start to see glimpse of it when you see the Robin outfit, and the fact that the Robin outfit has like the Joker writing on it, ha ha ha. And this is because Robin actually becomes not, he supposedly dies, but he doesn't. He ends up being turned into the Joker. And that's the Joker that you see, that is, what's his name? Jason Todd. Exactly. So that's not the real Joker. The Joker turned him into the Joker, burned the J on his face. So the Joker we see in Suicide Squad is Jason Todd, who used to be Batman's partner. See, this was going to be in the script. The one with Val Kilmer and Chris O'Donnell. Chris O'Donnell was going to turn into the Joker. He was going to get the J branded on his face. All of this was going to be in the next film. And Val Kilmer fell out with DC and Warner Brothers and got into a big thing. And was like, you guys got to wait because I'm going to do the Island of Dr. Monroe. They were like, this gut thing is garbage. Well, you're going to have to work around me. They were like, we started to get George Clooney. Why did we mess with this clown? And they went and got George Clooney to be Batman, and that was the worst decision ever. George Clooney cannot be Batman. He's like, I just see George Clooney and I just draw a Batman mask on him. He got the look of Batman. Yes, he has the look. He could be Bruce Wayne and all of these things, but he cannot be Batman. He can only be, he's the type of character like Arnold Schwarzenegger could not be Mr. Freeze. Arnold Schwarzenegger is going to be Arnold Schwarzenegger in everything he does. Kill the heroes. He cannot be anything else but Arnold. Exactly. So if he can be anything but Arnold, think about it. Now, if he can only be Arnold, And he can only be George Clooney. We've seen George Clooney in everything. And tell me, what have you ever seen him as? George Clooney. I don't know what the character name is. It's Clooney. There was this guy. He had this bow and chain, right? He sits down, he orders a apple martini, right? And the guy says, shaken or stirred? He says, does it look like I give a up? So we're sitting back, we're talking. And right at that moment, I realized I forgot why I'm even here. And I said to me, myself, do I sit here and listen to the end of this conversation? Or do I get up and walk right out of that door? Then I said, it doesn't matter. I'm George Clooney. They just pay me to show up and I start talking. And that's vintage. That is vintage Clooney. He doesn't act. He shows up and starts talking. They's like, well, we didn't really have a script for George. He just showed up and started talking and we started filming. Dick Grayson or Damien? That's a man. I forgot about Damien. I'm gonna go with Dick Grayson though. Jonah Hill is Batman. John Rod, you are now a moderator here on this page. Go ahead, John Rod. You are now a moderator off of that remark right there. Jonah Hill is Batman. He's gonna be Evan, I'm effing Batman. Oh, I got a suit, I got a utility belt. Oh god. But I'm afraid of heights. I'll be on a fire escape, but I'm climbing down it. Oh man, that's hilarious. You are now a moderator. That comment got you a mod right there. Cephas, what's up? Thanks. The movie star, the man who was in a movie with Chris Rock, Cephas Stafford. So if you got any questions to ask a movie star, we have a movie star right there, live in the comment section. Michael Ealy is back. He looks creepy. He wouldn't even make it as Bruce Wayne. Yeah, so I was thinking, I'm gonna fight crime. Can you talk up? We can't hear you. I said, I'm gonna fight crime. Louder! I'm screaming right now. I wanna fight crime. We had Beetlejuice's Batman. We had him as Batman already. Gotta get this show on the road. I gotta be somewhere in a Batmobile about 3 o'clock. Yeah, I got a little Shooby Dooby hooked up. I gotta be late for that. Gotta save her life. Let me see if I got time for that. Let me check in my pocket. Yeah, nah, can't save nobody. Listen, but I can do one thing for you if you make me 3, 1, 2, 3 words. Just say my name 3 times. I don't make the rules around here, but say Batman 3 times, and I'm out of here. Oh, they bring him back? I would love that. Oh, so you are here. Now I am here to live out and fulfill Raja Du's destiny. Ah, your precious armory. Yeah, we were needed. Gratefully accepted. Ah, darkness is your ally. I was born in it, molded by it. Ah, I didn't see the light until I was a grown man. And when I did, it was nothing but blindness. The shadows betray you because they belong to me. Oh, man. You want to know how I got these scars? One day, my dad comes home and he's got in deep with the sharks. And his wife, my mom, she picks up a knife. That really pisses him off. And he said, let's put a smile on that face. Oh, man. Yeah, he was the best. I would give him that, but it depends. This Joker here is definitely, he plays the Joker in everything he does. He was always the Joker. Joaquin Phoenix has been the Joker for years. That's who they wanted to do it, and they got the right guy.